Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie and I am back with this week's WIP and Chat. I missed you guys last week. If you are new, WIP stands for Work in Progress. So for me, that is virtually always going to be a diamond painting like I have here today. And chat just means that I'm going to talk your ear off for the next hour or so. So feel free to settle in with a craft, maybe a diamond painting of your choice. Grab a cup of coffee and a snack if you like. And yeah, we'll spend a little time together today. So let me tell you what I'm working on and with. You'll find everything that I can find links for linked below. I'm going to be working on the diamond painting Celestial Dragons. This is from Diamond Art Club. The artist is Marigona Suli, and this was part of their big anniversary drop. I was really fortunate to have this one as a sneak peek, and I got a little bit done on it before it actually dropped, which included this gorgeous sleepy pink dragon down here. And now I'm going to be opening up my next section, which is not going to be super exciting. It's just this little section above the dragon, like with the telescope's legs and stuff, but we'll see how much we can get through today. It's kind of a chunky size section, or if we want to keep it on theme from the anniversary drop live stream, it's a beefy section. I don't know why that was something people found so particularly amusing. I don't know. I guess I've used beefy and chunky pretty interchangeably for a while. I just think they're funny terms. But anyway, this unfortunately is currently sold out, but I highly recommend signing up for a back in stock notification email and adding it to your wish list. DAC has said that they do check numbers of people who have done those things to help try to plan accordingly for restocks and stuff. So I'm really hoping that this one gets restocked sooner rather than later. Now, this pen, I'm going to yawn. Sorry, you guys, I guess I'm tired today. This pen is from Mystical Designs. This is a new to me shop. This came in the monthly box from Pure Bliss Wax Company. It was one of the upgrade pens, and I thought we could give this a try today, see what it's, I don't know, how comfortable it is to diamond paint with. So we'll get into that. The tray is also from a new to me shop. This is from Ditsy's Diamond Den. They included this with the kit they sent me to do a sneak peek of, and I was really interested to give their trays a try. So it says this is regular V7 and then Ditsy's Diamond Den. So it came with the lid. I don't know, I took it off already. Super Mom, which I thought was just so sweet. It snaps on pretty well and feels pretty secure. So if you've got, animals, children, maybe leave your diamonds a little more secure. So there's that. And then I'm going to be using this as kind of a cover minder of sorts. It's a pin I always meant to convert and keep forgetting to. So since cover minders are mostly for decorative purposes for me anyway, I figured, I'm just going to put this one out anyway. Yeah, I don't remember the shop I got this from. It was from like a Facebook ad several years back. And yeah, so I'll see if I can find it. If I can, I'll link it below. I'm going to be using this wax on my single placer. It's from WeWax. Orange sherbet just sounded like it's very summery to me. And then I'm going to use putty in my multi-placer. This is Dot Dot Putty from Butterfly Effectwares. So I'll have all these small shops linked below if you want to go do some shopping. I'll also have their socials linked as well in case you're not necessarily looking to do any shopping right now or just want to stay up to date with new releases they have coming, that kind of thing. It's a free way to support small shops and stay up to date with stuff they've got going on and new releases and all that. I'm just going to clean at least some of the putty out of this multi-placer. This is I just stabbed myself. This is a new pair of tweezers that came in my my order from Evermoment with the custom that I got from them for my Summer with the Masters project. So I was like, ooh, let me switch to some fresh tweezers. Because, after a while, like, the ends of the tweezers get a little bit bent or warped. And then when you go to try to pick stuff up, it just doesn't. And you're just like, why isn't the little, like, especially if it's like pet fur or something, but once they get dull or they get bent slightly, you can never bend them back exactly the same way again. Then it just feels like they're kind of useless. So I just thought, let me switch these out. Okay, this actually, in a very rare instance, fits perfectly in here without needing washi tape. So we're going to give that a try and see how that works. I actually had a little bit of trouble getting the single placer in the end of this one, and it's not even all the way in. I think I saw this hack from somebody, though I haven't ever tried it myself, is to like use a lighter to soften up the plastic before you try to put it in the pen. And I was like, I'm not going to try to play with fire. Let me just see if I can wedge this in here a little bit. When I got it that far, and I was like, good enough. Let's just try. So, okay, let's get some putty on board. I'm like, have I ever used this? Looks like, yeah, I maybe used it once. I don't know what I would even say that this smells like, actually. It almost smells minty. I would have expected something, I don't know, sweeter maybe? Who knows? Okay, let me see if I have to move this out of frame to get to a firmer surface or if that'll work. Actually, that did okay. I was gonna say with butterfly effect, where's putty? Their putty is sometimes a little bit drier and tolerates something like that. Okay. All right. Put this down on this end. If I need to, I might need to top it off because I'm probably gonna need to top that off because it's not a really thick bit of putty. So sometimes it fills up the multi-placer and then there's not enough left on top to actually grab drills with. So let me try just adding a tiny bit more. It's going to ruin some of the pretty rainbow effect, but we're not going to be looking at that anyway. We're going to be picking up drills, right? Right. Okay. I think that's pretty good. If you hear husband noises, it's because he's sitting across the kitchen table from me, and sometimes things happen in his show that he's watching that are so funny he just can't help himself. Anyway, so let me fill up my single placer. Oh, it smells so good. I love We Wax scents. She does such a nice job. I'm just going to leave this open so we can smell. It's not the color palette for this at all, but it just smells so good. It's like a little subtle smell we get just hanging out with us. Okay. And then let me not set this all up over here because I need to pull this plastic cover back. Like I said, this is a big section. I did not know how big I wanted to do these sections. It's a little bit awkward because it is a partial, and so it's like in some parts of it, like down here by the dragon, like some of it sticks out way more than the rest. So I'm just going with giant size sections because at this point, why not? Let's just embrace the crazy large size sections. Okay. I am also going to, let me set the focus so that you're not just kind of wildly going in and out of focus as we chat. And then I'll grab a color and we can get started. Let's start with one of these little outline colors to give me something to set my tray on a little bit. Let's see how this lines up. Well, isn't that nice and neat? I'll take it. Good drills from DAC. Nice tray lines. All right, let's go. I'm ready. Okay, so hello. Happy Monday, you guys. How are you doing? How was your weekend? How's your week been? I hope that you are doing very, very well and getting some good crafting time in. I had a pretty quiet weekend here, and I'm happy to be back and settling in this Sunday evening to chat with you. Last week looked a little bit different. My video on Monday, while it was WIP and Chat-ish, it was mostly my Summer with the Masters kickoff video. I was feeling pretty under the weather on Sunday, and I knew that I wanted to be able to do my kickoff video. Monday was the first, and so I wanted the video to go up that day, and I thought, you know what? I don't have it in me to record 2 videos. I am just going to let my Summer with the Masters kickoff function as my WIP and Chat for this week. So thank you for being so understanding about that. I am riding the struggle bus with my multi-placer right now, and I'm trying not to get putty everywhere because it's like just fresh putty, so I'm just going to use my tweezers to fix this up a little bit. We're off to a very auspicious start, of course. So, I'm losing my train of thought all over the place. Yes, so last week's video was a little bit different from usual, and like I said, I'm just happy to be back and kind of back on my normal schedule. Thankfully, I'm feeling mostly better. I feel like I'm struggling with allergies still a little bit, but it's the right time of year for that kind of thing. So, not as sick as I was last week when I had whatever bug Micah was so generous to share with me. So yeah, quiet weekend, Sunday night, settling in to chat with you guys. I am happy to be back to this kit. I'm currently working on multiple diamond paintings. I think my overall total is technically 8. One of those is now a little bit of an asterisk that we'll talk about. But it's been like over a week and a half since I've worked on this kit, so I have been really looking forward to getting back to it. I love the artwork itself, for one, and then also my current set of WIPs is mostly round drill kits. Not intentionally, because I really was just picking based on artwork and like, oh, I want to do one from this shop, that kind of thing. And just realized as I was kitting them up, like, oh, dang, most of these are round drill kits actually. So the 2 square drill kits that I have in the mix I'm just very much looking forward to them. And so yeah, been almost 2 weeks since I've touched this kit, and it's been great to be back to it. I already did the section on that half of this row earlier today, and it just is making me so happy. This artwork is perfection. It's everything that I love, and I'm gonna be sad when it's over. I was doing a little bit of updating on my Gems Flow app, which is where I track all of my diamond paintings, the ones that are in my stash, the ones that I have yet to receive, that I, on order or something like that, and then the ones I've completed. And I was noticing that most of the Marigono Suli kits that I have that have just dragons like this are mostly a more neutral color palette. So this feels like an extra treat. But there have been a lot of kits with this more colorful color palette that have been in voting, so I'm hoping that we will be seeing some more in future releases. Fingers crossed. This has been a pretty positive experience. I haven't had any glue issues on this one. I've been trying to really pay attention to that closely. And I am, this glue is behaving pretty normally for me. Interestingly, well, I don't know how to phrase that. Never mind. As far as my other WIPs, though, and how my 26 for 26 progress has been going with all those WIPs, it's been going well. I just yesterday kind of finished Herald of Spring, aka Gerald, as we've so affectionately named this Pegasus. Herald of Spring is a kit from Diamond Dots. Specifically, it's from their Masterclass line. And if you happen to catch my month in review video that went up, was that Friday? A few days ago anyway, I talked about why I'm having some feelings with a capital F on that kit. That kit, so the Masterclass line it's supposed to be like a premium line of kits from Diamond Dots with a price point to match. It comes in some fancy packaging. The drills kitted up. Honestly, in my opinion, a lot of the fanciness of it is mostly aesthetic. When it comes down to purely the experience of working on the kit, like canvas, drills, glue, what have you, for all intents and purposes, it's like any other Diamond Dots kit that I've worked on. It has these flower-shaped diamonds, which are like the special thing in this kit. Some of their other Masterclass kits have their like micro diamonds, these like mini-sized diamonds. So like there is that technically, but I wouldn't say that justifies a $230 price point by itself, But the reason that this kit has been so frustrating for me is that once I was about 3/4 of the way through it, at most, possibly even sooner than that, I started to suspect that I was going to run out of some drill colors. And I can say now, having completed it as much as I possibly can, I fully ran out of 4 colors and came within about 20 drills of running out of about 5 other colors. So, and that was with me, because I was so nervous about running out of colors, I was placing what I would consider to be trash drills on this canvas, because I thought, I'm just going to find like, okay, this is the edge of the canvas, so I'm going to put one of these drills that has, a bunch extra sticking off the side, because I can face that towards the edge of the canvas so it's not going to run into other drills. Like, that's what I was resorting to doing, because I was trying so hard not to run out of drills. I still fully ran out of 4 colors, and I don't I genuinely just don't believe it was user error. I did not spill any drills. I was quadruple checking when I was kitting up that I had the right DMC for the right symbol. I mean, the render looks correct to what's on the website and advertised and all that. And I was really trying to cross-check in multiple ways to make sure this is not a mistake on my part. And I'm also inclined to think also that it's not a mistake on my part because I have run into this issue with 2 other Diamond Dots kits in the past, both larger size Diamond Dots kits. When I worked on Woman in Gold from Gustav Klimt a few years back, that kit I ran out of at least one color. And then Dragon Princess, which I worked on, I think it's that 2 years ago, 1 year ago. That was 2 years ago. I ran out of a color on that one. And so to me, it's a pattern, which is really frustrating. So I did send Diamond Dots an email today. I had not contacted them previously about Woman in Gold or Dragon Princess because I made do. And especially at the time, I was only working on one WIP at a time. I just wanted them to be done. So I either fudged with colors around them or I dug into my spare drill storage and just settled for drills that were close enough. But I don't know, for that particular kit, I thought for the price point and for the scale of this project, I'm going to contact them and ask. I'm not going to be a jerk about it, but I'm going to just be honest about my disappointment and explain this, as thoroughly as I can, because my fear is that they're going to blow me off and just assume it was user error. When I just am really confident that it was not user error. So we'll see. I sent that email earlier today. Obviously it's Sunday. I'm not expecting to hear back from them today. I'm hoping I hear back tomorrow, and you guys know I'll report back. I think that would be I'm very eager to hear back from them and sort of see what, I don't know, what their response is like. I've never had contact with their customer service department, so I will be I'm anxious to find out. And thankfully, because I have other WIPs going, it doesn't feel, I don't know, it's not making me feel anxious that I have an unfinished WIP, that it's not like a super clean break and moving on from one WIP to the next. So I'll report back. We'll see what they say. And there will be a review video that goes up on that kit either way. So stay tuned for that. But that's the one that's just, I don't know, most fresh on my mind because I did complete it as much as I could yesterday. There's probably a few hundred drills missing. One color in particular is the most egregious. And you can, I went ahead and took a picture of the whole thing. And you could definitely see these big patches where there's just straight up drills missing. So anyway, I tried to keep the plastic cover mostly covering those areas, and then I carefully rolled it back up so that hopefully it's protected, and whenever I get replacements in from them, then we can go from there. And the rest of my WIPs, I don't know that I'm having any really strong feelings on them aside from that lovely Rose Art Thomas Kincaid kit that I showed you guys in the month in review. It's so bad that it's funny. It's like the equivalent of the movie The Room in diamond painting form. It's so bad it's good. It's how bad it is a whole art form. And if you don't know what movie I'm talking about, I almost should grab Adam and take his headphones off and have him explain. Maybe later. But The Room is a whole experience. Anyway, the rest of my WIPs though are going well. I have 1 or 2 other kits on the way that I might go ahead and kit up and work on. I'm loving this whole multiple WIP thing, and I'm loving how much it seems like many of you are really enjoying it too. The comments and the responses on things like my month in review videos about it have been really fun. And I hope that for those of you that really prefer the focus that comes with just seeing creators only work on one WIP at a time, I hope that you're still finding like some enjoyment out of it anyway. I truly don't know how long this will last. I keep saying that, but I'm just going to keep following my nose for the moment. I'm thinking ahead a little bit towards the end of the year and wondering at what point do I maybe try to scale it back a little bit, because ideally I would finish all of my WIPs and not have any WIPs lingering that I'm carrying over into the new year. I like the idea of still having a nice clean sort of break and finish all of my 2026 WIPs before the next year starts, before the new year. But that's so far away. We're not even to the halfway point through the year yet. So I probably don't need to get too carried away with that, but I don't know. It's on my mind anyway. Anxiety, brain, just always thinking ahead, often catastrophizing. So, I don't know. We'll see but for now, that's future Katie's problem. And I'm just going to enjoy what I'm doing. I don't know if you guys want to see, I was debating whether or not to do a big mid-year check-in video. I want to say that last year, yeah, I did. Towards the end of June, I think, I did a mid-year check-in video where I just sat down and kind of did a mini review of all the canvases I'd completed so far in the year and checked in really on the goals that I had set for myself for the year. This year was 2026. Last year was talking about 2025 goals. And looking ahead to what I have in mind for the second half of the year, if there are things that I might want to change about my goals, if there are specific kits that I have in mind to work on, events, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in seeing a halfway point check-in for the year, I feel free to let me know down in the comments. And I guess that could be an opportunity to sort of check in on how the 26 for 26 challenge is going. And I don't know. I feel like my month in review video was a decent example of that. You got to see my finishes from the first round and all of my kitted up projects for the second round so far. So I don't know. Just kind of mulling over some ideas. Speaking of check-ins and sort of milestones, that's the milestone of halfway through the year. But I did hit a rather, to me, significant milestone here on my channel last night. And I was relieved selfishly that it happened before I was trying to go to sleep, because I thought I don't know, I've just gotten so excited about this that I don't know if I'd be able to fall asleep when I'm this close, like literally just 1 or 2 away. Last night I did hit 50,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for being here, for your support. Whether you're a subscriber or a viewer, I really, really, really appreciate you a lot. This is a number that I just sort of, I don't know. When I started my channel, of course, I, like a lot of people, had in my head, like getting to 1,000 would be incredible. And it seems like this just really lofty, crazy goal that I don't know if I'll ever hit. And it's giddy, it's exhilarating when you hit 1,000. And there have been other milestones along the way that I've been really, really excited for. I think I'm trying to think like the last milestone that just felt this big to me. Let's see, like, so 1,000, and then every 1,000 feels like a huge deal. 10,000 felt like a massive, massive milestone. And then like 25, because in my head, by the time I got to 25,000 subscribers, I think I just sort of had in my mind that, like, I think 50 would be the absolute ceiling, like loftiest top level goal I would ever imagine possibly setting for myself. Like, and even that, it's like, that's never gonna happen. Like, genuinely, that seems wildly out of reach. And then for a long time, I was excited. I'm always grateful for the people that are here, but I wasn't always thinking like I'm reaching for and anticipating and staring at my numbers, waiting to get to, the next 100 or the next 1,000. I just kind of was like, okay, I'm just here for the vibes and for a good time. But yeah, no, this is just a really long-winded way of saying that 50,000 subscribers always, I just never could have fathomed even almost that much. And anything beyond this just feels like, I don't know, it's like, it's not real. So I don't have any big extravagant celebrations planned. At least like not really at the moment. I think I was afraid to jinx it almost by thinking about it too much or planning about it too much. And I don't know, maybe I'll come up with something to do, but for the moment, I just wanted to say thank you. I have no idea where it will go from here. I feel like now I'm good. I'm not gonna even worry about it anymore. I'm just thankful. I'm just gonna keep focusing on doing what I'm doing. Hopefully putting out YouTube videos that people find enjoyable and helpful, and my people will find me, and that's you guys. So thank you for being part of, I don't know, my crew. I appreciate you a lot. Whether you've been here for, a day, or, this is the first video you're watching, or I know there are some of you that, honest to goodness, have been here since I started my channel, which was August or September of 2020. If you happen to have been around since 2020, I would be so incredibly curious to hear from you in the comments. Even if it's just been lurking, be so interested to hear from you. Maybe I'll do a little retrospective just by myself on my own. I used to do this when I would hit certain milestones that I had set for myself. I would go back and rewatch my first video on YouTube. It always honestly makes me cringe a lot. I feel like there's something that, to me now, it's almost painful on like a sensory auditory level. But I also watch it with some nostalgic fondness of, I had no idea what I was in for when I started, in a good way. And like, there's something that's just so pure and so sweet about it. And it's a nice reminder of when I feel like, oh, I haven't really changed or grown that much or anything. And then I go back and watch some of those early videos and I go, oh, okay, yeah, maybe a little bit. So maybe I'll do something like that. Anyway, that's as much as I think I will linger on this sort of self-indulgent, self-congratulatory chatter. But thank you guys, I guess, is really, truly my main point. Thank you for being a part of helping me reach this particular milestone. So yay, thank you. As far as other stuff goes, I guess since it's been a couple of weeks since we've done a normal WIP and Chat check-in. 2 weeks ago, I don't even know that DAC had done any anniversary drop previews yet. I don't think that they had. And so when I was filming that WIP and Chat, I had to keep stopping myself from accidentally saying something. But the anniversary drop was pretty, I don't know, it was nutty, right? It was just a crazy rush when it actually went live. Speaking of live, I really always enjoy getting to do these countdown live streams with you guys. It was extra fun last year when it worked out that Lindsay and I were at a retreat together in person to do that countdown live. This year, the timing was not such, which was totally okay. We just did our usual stream from our respective home states, and it's always a fun time. I'm glad that starting an hour earlier didn't feel like excessive. It felt like we really used that time. This plastic cover in my arm, like constantly moving it 'cause it's so big, is driving me kind of nuts. I think I might, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and slice it now, and I can always lay it back down if I need to, but it's really driving me crazy. And I also have this feeling that it's very possible my microphone is picking it up in a really obnoxiously loud way. And I'm not looking to drive you guys crazy. That kind of thing would drive me nuts. Ooh, sorry. Let's slice this off screen. It's stuck. Come on. Okay. hopefully that will drive all of us a little bit less crazy. Washi tape on my fingers. Anyway, thanks for joining us for that countdown live stream. Always a fun time. Apparently the theme, the word of the day that came out of that live stream was beefy. It's always something. It's smelly ABs, or it's, I don't know what. I will say, at least Lindsay and I, maybe I should say specifically myself, did not waffle. I went in on a mission. I feel very lucky that I was able to get the kits that I did. And I just feel like so much of it was luck. And because I was only going after a couple, I think that helped too. But I'm really, really sorry for anyone that wasn't able to snag the kits that you wanted. And I am really hopeful that they will do restock soon, and hopefully in enough quantities that everyone can get what they want. There's a couple of kits that I'll watch out for on a restock, but I'm content. I've been trying to really not overdo it, both for budget reasons and also because I've been spending some time the past few weeks just trying to tidy, organize, I guess kind of spring cleaning. And I really did a lot with my diamond paintings yesterday and today in particular. And I have too much, and I'm working on trying to downsize and destash and stuff. And especially seeing that, I don't need to buy more. For space reasons, for budgetary reasons, for all that. So truly just sticking to the kits that are speaking to my soul, I feel like has been really helpful, and it's made it a lot easier to say no to some kits. So, but yeah, that was the live stream itself was a lot of fun. The energy just always feels very, very fun, very upbeat. And you know what, though? It wipes me the heck out. It was like we did the live stream. I was too nervous beforehand to eat, in a good way. It was like good nerves, but still I was like, I can't eat dinner. I'm just, the anticipation, the excitement, it's too much. It's too much. So once it ended, I was ravenous, and then I was exhausted. I swear it took me all weekend to recover. Between that and picking up the cold that Micah had, I was so wiped out. I feel like I didn't talk to anyone at all on Saturday because I was like, my social capacity is depleted, entirely depleted. I don't want to talk to anybody. And even Sunday, I was like, I'm just so tired. I'm exhausted. But I always love it. It's always such a fun time. Sometimes I think it would be fun to do lives more often. I say that every time, I know. But the logistics of it are tricky, just with our space and having young kiddos and stuff. It's not ideal. It's like I almost need to do live streams at night after my kids go to bed. That's like my time that I would be available. But that's like 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. I know there are some other night owls out there, but I just don't imagine that this would be a hopping time, a great time to do live streams with any regularity. But I don't know. Night owls, you want something like that, I guess. Let me know. That'd be fun. As far as other stuff that's not necessarily like diamond painting and YouTube related, I guess, like what we've been up to. Like I mentioned, it was a pretty quiet weekend here. Adam took Connor to go see a movie, Masters of the Universe. He said it was just okay, but Connor had a fun time. And I took Micah swimming. We have our neighborhood pool, and the weather has been really good for it. It's been in the like low to mid 80s. So high 70s has been the cool range for us. And so Micah especially loves swimming, loves being in the water, and the pool is just, we could see it from our windows. So he's often asking to go, and it is almost summer break for the kids. This is their last week of school, and they're having mixed feelings about it. Micah will have summer school and only has like a week off in between, but Connor doesn't. We'll find some stuff to do with him this summer for sure. We actually have a lot of possible plans this summer. There's going to be a lot going on. But yeah, last week of school, it's mostly going to be things like class parties and other kinds of event sorts of things. And like Connor's class emptied out their desks on Friday of last week. I was like, oh, the teacher's legit just like, no, we're not doing any traditional learning whatsoever this last week of school, which I've never seen it be quite this extreme before, but it's like, okay, well, I guess you're not dressing it up for anything. It made me chuckle. So, anyway, last week of school for the kids. We'll probably go in. Parents are invited for Micah's class party. He's in a special ed class, so it's a smaller group anyway, and so often the parents are invited to stuff as opposed to like Connor's in a gen ed class at this point, and that's like, 25 to 30 kids. It's not as practical for all the parents to be invited to all of the during the day stuff, which is, it's okay. But yeah, we'll probably go to Micah's and try to do maybe some more swimming and stuff. I don't know. We'll be ready for it and ready to kind of wind down the school year. I have been back in physical therapy. I had a few weeks off, which I think the last time we would have talked, I would have been in that in between kind of limbo. My first physical therapist for this shoulder injury, I saw her for 2 weeks, and then she went out on maternity leave and had a specific physical therapist in mind for me to see next that specialized in shoulder and like arm injuries specifically. But that therapist wasn't available for like 3 weeks after my first therapist had gone on maternity leave. So I did get in. I've had 2 appointments now, one a week the past couple of weeks with this new physical therapist. I really do like her a lot, and she does seem very, very knowledgeable about shoulder injuries and has been giving me some exercises to help target some of the areas. It's so funny. I'm now almost, I think just over. Yeah, because it was the retreat last year. I'm a year out from my original shoulder injury, which was like a repetitive motion injury from too much diamond painting. They called it an impingement. What was it? It was something, why am I blanking on the name of it? I have memory of a goldfish. It is what it is. But it was somewhat rotator cuff related. Then I re-injured my shoulder in the fall, and I think we're just kind of suspecting that the first injury weakened the area, weakened like the muscles, made me more susceptible to re-injury. But this new injury is like a different muscle group, and like it wasn't caused by repetitive motion. It was caused by like a specific event. I was trying to screw the mounting bracket for a smoke detector into the ceiling, and my lazy butt didn't want to go downstairs and out to the garage to get the power tools, and just had a screwdriver and was just trying to muscle it into the ceiling and completely messed up my shoulder. So the physical therapy is helping. This new physical therapist did some measurements and to test like range of motion, and there is definite improvement from my first appointment with the original therapist a few weeks back before. So that's good. Things are helping. She's a little bit baffled as far as she's like, yeah, there's things about this that for sure are frozen shoulder-esque, but other stuff that just isn't. And so she's like, we're still going to treat it the same way, but she's just trying to, I don't know, I think determine if she thinks I'm going to need to see ortho or have any imaging done after this. But we've got at least a few more, I think 4 more appointments before we have to talk about, do we do more physical therapy? Do we refer out? Like, what do we do next? So we're going to start with this. We'll go from there. But it's going well. Am I being good about doing my exercises? Not as good as I should be. I'm a really terrible patient about this kind of thing sometimes, especially when it feels like, I don't know, I try not to overburden others and be like a total Eeyore, but like mentally, there have been a lot of times the past couple weeks that I have just simply not been doing well. I've been struggling, and life has just been kicking my butt. Depression and anxiety have been kicking my butt. There's been a lot going on that it's understandable that that's the case, but that tends to really affect my executive functioning and just sort of my energy and essentially what feels like my ability to get things done. And I'll often be trying to kick my own butt and be like, girl, this is enough. Get it together. You got stuff to get done. Like, get it together. Like, let's go. Do what you're supposed to do. And sometimes I often can kick my butt about that kind of thing. And then other times it's like, it is a struggle. Everything is so heavy. Everything just is, it should be simple. And I feel so dumb that it doesn't feel simple and easy to do. It feels hard. It's like, why is this hard? It's stupid that this feels hard, but it does. And that's what depression and anxiety can do sometimes. So, yeah, sometimes that plays out like I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And sometimes I still just am not good about doing it. And it's my own fault for the consequences of that. But I'm trying. And I'm in talk therapy. Like, that helps. I got my daily anxiety med. Like, I'm trying to do the right things, take the right steps, you know? We're all just doing the best we can, right? Right. I have still been going back and forth. Would you believe it? I've still been going back and forth between dentist and insurance for this root canal and work that I need done. I am on the phone with one or both of them multiple times a week. And for a while, for the past, week and a half, it was the dentist saying that they had resubmitted, like sent over everything for a second time to try to get insurance authorization. And insurance kept saying that they weren't seeing it. And so finally, I just asked the dentist outright. I said, we're officially now outside the window for when insurance would have received this. Can we please resubmit it? Like, I was thinking, I don't know if just something glitched when you tried to send it over the last time. They agreed to resubmit it. I talked to insurance the next day, and insurance had it, which is great. Insurance says they need 3 to 5 business days to review it. So I will be calling them tomorrow to figure out, are they going to approve it? And if they say no, I'm going to try so hard not to fall to pieces. Again, I've got a lot of other stuff going on right now. Because I don't know what then the next step would be, because if the next step is having to do like a formal appeals process, that can take a lot of time. And like, I don't have a lot of time. We bought some time by doing a round of antibiotics, but like that infection and that pain is going to come back. And like, there's nothing that sends me into a state of panic the way that the prospect of that intense dental pain does. And so it's like, I just want insurance to authorize it this time so that I don't have to do more with the song and dance, and I can just get this scheduled. And this procedure already, having a root canal, I'm freaked the heck out about having that done anyway too. Like, it's too much. It's like one too many things. I just need this to go smoother. So please wish me luck. If you're listening to this on Monday, that when I call the insurance today, that they just tell me like, oh, okay, yes, we've approved it this time. Like, cry happy tears. Please, 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 just let that be the case today. Anyway, I have all the documentation, everything, and just, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna go on a whole tangent and rant about it this time, but I still think it is a complete and utter racket. That insurance, some people that do not have a medical degree can look at something that a doctor has said, this is medically necessary, this person needs it for their health, and some person in this insurance department can go, no. Like, excuse you? Did you go to medical school? No, you didn't go to medical school, because if you did, you wouldn't be doing this job. Like, give me a break. Okay, that's all. We're done. I'm not going to rant anymore about that. I have big feelings about the healthcare system and insurance, and just, okay. Moving on. I'm getting hot. Like, getting upset. In happier news, you guys, my parents have made it to Arizona. If you didn't know, my parents have been the past several months taking various steps towards moving from Ohio, where they have lived their whole lives, and downsizing in their retirement to a home in Arizona. Everything has gone, knock on wood, because there's still a couple other steps involved. Namely, there's stuff getting to them, but everything along the way has gone remarkably smoothly and in a way that just feels very, very, very meant to be all along the way. From when they were in Arizona for their couple of months that they were there for spring training at the beginning of the year, and coming across this just absolutely perfect house and their offer getting accepted, and then the process of getting ready to list their Ohio home, which was my childhood home. There were a lot of feelings for me about that. I'm still processing, because I am a nostalgic girl. I almost said a word that I'm like, I don't usually swear on my channel, so we'll keep it classy. I get very nostalgic. I have lots of attachment issues, and I got lots of closure when we went back over the holidays, knowing that was the last time I was going to see my childhood home, most likely. And yes, so they sold immediately. They got like an asking price offer right away, and everything with escrow and everything went smoothly. Packing house, movers, all that, like, it just has all gone so well. So they got to Arizona this past week and are just waiting for the moving truck to arrive with their stuff this week. So hopefully that happens without any issues, and they can get properly settled and unpacked and not have to sleep on air mattresses. I'm like, Mom, Dad, really? You guys are gonna sleep on air mattresses? Just go get a hotel. That can't be good for your back. Like, not that I'm going to say this way, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, at your age, you're retired folks. You're going to sleep on air mattresses, but they want to be there. So I'm really happy for them and ecstatic that they're going to be within driving distance of us. We are nailing down when we're going to do a little trip out to them this summer, and I can't wait. I've seen the outside of their new home. We drove by when we went out for a visit in the earlier for like spring training. But I haven't seen the inside of the home besides pictures. And I'm excited to see it with like my parents' stuff. I think that that'll help, because they brought a lot of their furniture, a lot of their decor and everything. And just to see that space with my parents' touch on it, it'll make it easier, I think, to sort of feel like that goodbye to my childhood home, and that transition is a little bit easier. And also, for sure, just having them driving distance makes it infinitely easier as well. It's like, well, you're going to be like, we can come and see you this summer. We've never gone back to Ohio during the summer. We've just always gone back basically at the holidays. Now, yeah, are we going to Phoenix in the summer in this heat? Well, yes, but it is going to be worth it. It's going to be fine. Look, I can't not go, so we're going to go. I'm really looking forward to it. But thank you for all of the positive thoughts and encouragement you guys have shared along the way for me to send their way. They did make it safely across the country, driving their car on their road trip and everything. And I was like, this is the last time that you're going to have to make this drive. Because anytime they go back to Ohio to visit, my mom's like siblings still live there. I'm sure they'll just fly. They're not gonna drive back to Ohio. Anyway, so yeah, just want to give you guys a quick update on that. And I have a funny Starbucks story I thought I would tell you guys. I've heard people talk about this before, like getting sort of well known enough at their Starbucks that the barista or the people that work there just know what their order is. And it's so funny because I actually don't go to Starbucks very often. I used to go more when budget just looked different, but it doesn't now. But I had someone give me a gift card a while back that was extremely generous, and I've been stretching it out. And I maybe go once every other week, maybe once a week if it's like I'm really needing a little pick-me-up and I want to use some of that gift card up. And so it's not like I'm there. In my mind, I'm not there that often. Like, that is a lot. But in my mind, not enough that they would recognize me in my order. And it's not even, I don't know. I'm always going through the drive-thru. But there's this one that's really close to where we live. And I have joked for a while about that being like our Starbucks because I'm like, I like the way that they usually make my drink. I do recognize the baristas that are there most of the time, but I just assume that there's enough people going through there that they wouldn't necessarily recognize someone that's there maybe once. What are you all worked up about, sir? One ear up, one ear down. You're such a goober. Scout, do you hear the neighbor's dogs? It's okay. Go lay down. Okay, I think we're good. Scout sometimes will just get really worked up over if he hears like, even if it's really faint, if he hears the neighbor's dogs. Anyway, so you can guess where this is going. I am in the drive-thru. I do get the same drink every time, to be fair. And I start my drink order and I go, hi, yes, I'd like a tall vanilla sweet cream. And then they cut me off and they said, cold brew with an extra splash of sweet cream. I was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, did you want your breakfast sandwich or anything else? So I was like, no. Okay, we'll see you at the window. And I just thought, the mortifying ordeal of being seen. I'm never coming to the Starbucks again. Now look, I don't know if they recognize my voice, or I know that this is one of those Starbucks that like a lot of them has like the camera attached to the order screen where they could see me. I know that they have used it before because there was once when I had taken Scout through there with me and I had forgotten to order him. I can't say the words because he'll know it. A PUP. I had forgotten to like include that on the order when I was ordering, and they said on the speaker, they're like, oh, and did you want to insert the word here for your dog? And I was like, oh, they're using the camera because they can see obviously like the dog that's practically leaning across my lap out the window here. So I don't know if they recognize my face or my voice or both, but just this moment of, oh, they know, I guess it's not that complicated of an order, but still, I thought, uh-oh. I've gone to Starbucks on and off with this drink order for, I mean, probably 7 or 8 years, but somehow now is when they recognized me. So again, I'm like, I can't ever go back. Can't show my face there again. But look, it's around the corner from where we live. I want to be able to go back there. Okay, they make my drink well, so I will just suck it up. But I definitely had a moment of, I don't know how to feel about this. So anyway, so funny story there. I also just wanted to, I'm not going to get all the way into it, kind of for sake of time, and also because I feel like I already did get a little bit heavy earlier anyway, but just as like a generic, if you are a neurodivergent parent to neurodivergent children, or just if you're a parent of special needs kids in general, I just want to send a lot of love your way because it is hard sometimes, like super, super, super hard. All parenting is hard, to be fair. But like some of the struggles that I find kind of specific to it, like trying to navigate what is my child like capable of versus what of this is normal kind of childhood, like developmentally appropriate, like arguing that I should be addressing. I don't know how to phrase this without going into too much detail. Again, I don't really want to get all the way into it at the moment. I just want to say like we've been having a tough time in some ways this week. And so if you have struggled with that before too, I see you. And to all parents really, like I see you, and just know like your best is good enough. It's okay not to be perfect. Just keep trying to raise good, kind humans. And that's really the best that we can do, right? So sending lots of love and encouragement your way this week if you needed a reminder that you are doing a wonderful job and that you are more than enough. Okay, let's talk about what I've been reading and watching and listening to this week. So reading, yesterday or the day before, I actually got to sit down and got a good chunk of reading in on Oathbringer. This is the third book in the Stormlight Archive series by Brandon Sanderson, and I've been working on this book for the better part of a few weeks. It's not that I'm disliking the book. That couldn't be further from the truth. I'm actually enjoying it a lot, but it's like, it's a beefy book. It's thick. It feels like there's a lot to it. There's a lot to sort of process and, to like get into it. At least I'm finding it that way in some ways. And so I feel like it's just taking me a little bit longer to get through, and I'm okay with that actually, because it means I get to enjoy it for even longer. But I'm curious to see how it's going to feel once I get closer to the end. So I'm over halfway at this point. I think just over halfway through the book. It's about 30 hours of listening time at my listening speed, which is like 1.85 times faster. I think at 1 times like normal speed, it's around 50 hours. And so what happens with Brandon Sanderson books, though, is that there's always the like Sanderlanche, which is just a point you get in towards, Act 3 and a bit further into Act 3, where it's just as though it's going so fast and so intensely that you feel like you don't want to put it down. And I'm curious to see how this book is going to feel once I get to that point, given that my experience with it has been more like I need more time with it, just sort of take my time with it. I wonder if I'll feel that once kind of the craziness of the Sanderlanche gets started, whenever that is. But I don't know. That's my reading update. Watching, well, since the last time we talked, Adam and I did watch season 3 of Good Omens, which was a 1.5 hour, kind of like just a special, basically. They just did that one, I don't know what they're calling it. Do they just call it an episode? Do they call it like a movie? 1.5 hour thing on Amazon Prime to wrap up the whole series. And I'm not going to give any spoilers. I think I need to rewatch it. I'm still kind of deciding how I feel about it. I'm not upset. I wasn't like, okay, this utterly sucked, which is good. But I'm just trying to, I don't know. It was a really tall order for them to have to wrap things up. And the way that things played out, that it went from what would have originally been a proper series, like they had done season 2, multiple episodes, to having to shrink it down to just this kind of shorter wrap up for a variety of reasons. I mean, it's better than nothing for sure, because season 2 ends on a huge cliffhanger. I think I'm content with it, but I also, I don't know if maybe the mixed feelings I'm having about it have more to do with just being disappointed that we didn't get a real 3rd season. And so I think maybe it's that is maybe what most of my reaction is. But if you've seen it and have spoiler-free thoughts that you would like to share, please do so in the comments. What I've been listening to, nothing super exciting. Spotify has been I don't pay for Spotify, but I use just sort of, I pick various playlists or things to give me vibes, and it's been giving me more like early 2000s, like emo and like pop punk stuff, and that's been kind of fun because it just, I can't believe how much of these songs that I remember so very well. So it's just been a fun like nostalgia trip, and it's fun to see which songs my kids enjoy and which ones they're like, mommy, turn off the music, is one of my kids' things to say. Mommy, stop the music. Okay, sir. Don't judge mommy's musical taste, please. It was the 90s and early 2000s, okay? Okay. And then what I've got coming up this week, I have got some, at least one, we'll see what the mail does, but a sneak peek from the Diamond Design Company I'm excited to share. I have a couple other small shops that have sent things my way, and I'm kind of just going to take a look at my calendar and try to balance things out well. I have also a couple of post reviews that have been recorded for a couple of weeks, and I would like to share. I have a post review on Star Sailor from the Creativity Squirrel, as well as Mermaid Lovers from Jaded Gem Shop, that I would like to share. I especially love doing post review videos and getting those up for kits that are from small shops. I just think that that's maybe extra helpful. So I just have had a lot of other time-sensitive videos that have needed to go up, so those keep getting pushed to the back burner, since technically, like, a post review isn't time-sensitive, but I like having a little bit better balance than I've been having lately. So anyway, hopefully you'll see maybe one of those this week. And then I'm not sure if I'll have anything from DAC. They're, of course, dealing with delays with customs and stuff like that, and I'm sure a big backlog from the anniversary drop. So TBD if there'll be anything. We'll just play it by ear. But I think that about wraps it up, you guys. We are at the end of the hour. So yeah, this is not all just color blocked blue. There's like these textures, like there's a field here. I love this kit so much. Let's see. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, how about a pink emoji in honor of our cute little sleeping pink dragon over here, to let me know that you made it all the way to the end of this video. Feel free to let me know what you were working on, how you're doing, any fun plans that you have this week. Thank you again for being a part of getting me to 50,000 subscribers. And if you're not already subscribed and enjoyed this video and want to see more from me, I invite you to subscribe. I would love to have you here. I do unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies, as well as weekly WIP and chats like this one on Monday mornings most of the time. And other time in painting, like how-tos and tutorials and stuff like that. I'm still wanting to find more time to refresh some of my tutorials. I have some other ideas that have been mulling on for a while that I would like to get to. But yeah, I just keep sort of, I don't know, having other stuff that comes up, so I'll have to see. But either way, thank you for spending some time with me today, guys. I'm glad to be back with my regular WIP and Chat. I had a great experience with all the products I used today. This tray was really, really nice to work with. The pen was super comfy, and the putty and wax were as wonderful as always. I've used butterfly effect wares and WeWax plenty of times before, so they worked about as expected, including in the summer heat that we've been experiencing. So I'm going to let you go for real this time. I hope you're doing very well, friends. Happy crafting, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.